Hey, what's up, alto saxophone players? We're going to learn Samba La Bamba today by William Owens. Don't forget to slow down the video if you need to work on particular sections at a slower speed. And then also, don't forget to stick around to the end where I'm going to go over some tips and tricks on how to make this thing sound as good as possible. All right, here we go. Okay, so pretty amazing song. My wife just got doing this with her middle school band, and the students just loved it. So I'm sure that if you're experiencing this, you're having a great time with it. I look forward to hearing in the comments about how your concert prep is going at your school. Let me know. I'd love to hear about it. If you have any recordings, share them, and I'll try to let them through in the comments. Okay. So first thing, we come right off the bat, it's forte, it's full. Now, we as saxophone players, I've said this before, but I'll say it again until probably the day I stop teaching music when I'm like 75 million years old. You as a saxophone player, when you see forte, in your brain should be a giant flag that says, no, 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 no. You don't get to play as loud as you want. You get to play within the confines of the ensemble. So for most of you, that forte is going to be more like a mezzo forte or a mezzo piano, depending on how many saxophones there are in the band and how you balance out with the rest of the instruments. So be sure to listen to your band director for less or for more, depending on what they're asking for. Other thing about this song, as far as big global things, is the style. So make sure that when you play these notes, they all have a little bit of an attachment to them. This has got kind of a samba feel, Samba La Bamba, not lyrical and long and slow. No, 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 no. No, don't do that, right? Da, 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 da. Be in the moment. You have to convey the style of a song through your articulation. Even though you don't play a drum, your saxophone becomes like a drum when you articulate correctly. So when you get to these measures, if you can play like that the entire time and getting that reed to respond correctly, then you're going to have a fantastic performance throughout the entire song. The whole thing really needs that. We have a cool thing. We have a first and second time, first ending, back to measure 9, second ending, and then go on to measure 19. This MF-F means first time, play it mezzo forte, second time, play it forte. And all that really means for you is watch and pay attention to what your band director wants. They may want you to play really soft the first time and then really full the second time. They may want you to do some sort of like weird thing that's not even this. So first and second time should be slightly different dynamics-wise. So just pay attention to what they want. The hand means less. This means more. I've tried to convey this phrasing here. Da da dee da da. Not all of them were perfect. I had some intonation problems and some tone issues. But if I was practicing this on the regular, I'd really shoot for making that phrase crescendo up until the quarter rest right after it. Da 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 da. Da, da, dee, da. We want to make sure these phrases are alive. They have some passion to them. Da, da, dee, da, da. Da, da, dee, da, 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 da. It's got to have this cool swag to it, or else your audience, your parents, whoever's listening, are going to be like, oh, that's cute. They're playing their band instruments. Instead of thinking, wow, they sound like professionals. That's so good. Way to go. When you get to the second ending, the note choices are just slightly different. Be sure that you are locked and focused in on the director and the timing of the ensemble when you get to measure 18. D, da, da, da. You got to make sure the eighth notes that happen right here before measure 19 are locked in, and you are grooving and keeping that beat steady as you hit every one of these responses in between the drum breaks. Da, 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 and da, 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 da. It's got to be right on time. You have to be playing right with the band. So tap that toe, feel the rhythm. That doesn't mean necessarily look goofy and silly on stage. That's for your band director to coordinate. Do what they say, but definitely be engaged in what's happening musically so that when you go to perform, you're able to perform in time with the rest of the band. If it doesn't sound sharp and snappy, you're going to sound like sixth graders or whatever grade level you are. Okay, beginner level. 27, nothing new here. We actually start restating the melodies, and so I'm gonna skip all that and head down to the bottom. We get to measure 35. It's forte. Now, I've been saying this a lot in all the videos so far, but forte at the end of a song is not the same as the forte at the beginning. You're tired, you've been playing the whole song. You need to make sure that you're playing within the confines of what is a good sound to you. So if you overplay, you're going to make the whole thing sound a little bit tarnished, a little bit less good. So make sure that whatever your forte is at this moment has the best possible sound. When you hit this last note before the last three notes, make sure that you're thinking yourself, timing, 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 da, da, da. It's got to be right on the money, feeling it, da, da, da. Just like those drum break responses were, right? Da, 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 oh, ga, da, da, da. I like to tell people to breathe on beat one. Now, me as a seasoned musician, I'm actually breathing slightly before it, and I've got my mouth set up on beat one on the rest, but your band director may tell you to breathe on beat one, and that's a good way to make sure you don't miss on beat two. That's very appropriate. Make sure those have accents. What all that means is that they should be slightly louder than everything before. I tend to play things on the safe side so we don't get a bunch of chirps. So I would coach you as my student if you were in front of me with all my band students. I would say less is more. If we can all play it together and with a great sound, it's going to sound good and loud. So yeah, it says accent, but really that's to emphasize the fact that it's the ending. Da, da, da. If you overblow it, you're going to sound like amateurish. You're not going to sound as good. So you want to make sure that you're within the confines of what a good sound is for your instrument. Okay, y'all, that's all I had for this one. If this helped, like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments how your concert prep is going. Share any recordings in the comments. I'll be sure to check them out and let them be posted. Let me know how bad my saxophone playing is. I'm totally cool with you guys roasting me on these comments. I will let every single one of them through and heart it and say like, yeah, of course. I'm not a saxophone player by trade. But anyway, I want to have fun with y'all, and I'll look forward to hearing from you in the future. Have a great day. Good job. Bye-bye.